Hi, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, we have a lot going on, right? I think we're all feeling the effects of Mercury retrograde, even though it's not officially here. But this Leo New Moon hopefully will give us like a boost. And they're saying it's going to be the best day of August. I don't know. We'll see, right? So I'm going to do a reading for the Leo New Moon and the Lionsgate portal I will do tomorrow. And just another notice that I am doing a group ritual for the Lionsgate portal, which you can book a seat. And basically what it is I do the ritual for you. And you tell me your intentions for it, what you want to manifest. And I am doing a crystal grid manifestation ritual, which comes with a video where I will show you how to perform the crystal grid manifestation, and a little meditation so that you can keep it going, which you will receive the afternoon of the 8th. But if you're wanting to get in on it, I know that's a little ways away, but you should book, because I'm only taking 8 people total, and there's only 6 seats left. So, yes. And that information is where you would go to book a reading. So you just click on the book a reading and it will take you there. So let's get into it, Sag. So very interesting is you're very much feeling the retrograde energy, but it's actually a good thing. I mean, aside from all of the communication things, which naturally happen, I've heard from people today, you have to take that with a grain of salt that it's given, right? But retrogrades, sometimes they show us things that we missed or things we need to tighten up, because with Virgo being here too and the universe, like I was in this conversation for a while with someone, and we were talking about the whole thinking big. It's something I struggle with too, and you really need to dream in the biggest way possible, and I totally believe that. I think that what happens is that we let reality kind of dampen our spirit that way, because the universe is here, and it's kind of telling you that the way to manifest these big dreams for yourself is really to speak life and to think life, to believe that anything is possible, and with Virgo here, Virgo can kind of be a rain on the parade almost, but like the retrograde starts in Virgo, and as I understand it, the Leo New Moon goes into Virgo after a couple of hours. And the truth is like, it's kind of telling you that anything that you start, right, you're just going to have to check in with and perfect probably over time. And I feel like, the retrograde may be showing you that by bringing details that you overlooked from the past. So, it does that. And it's a great time to reset, right? So the runes are Dagas, Naudes, and Fehu. And Fehu, I'd love to see that in a reading, y'all. Love to see it, because that's the luck. That is the luck and prosperity. That is things flowing your way, right? Flowing in the way of prosperity. And so this has come out more than once, which is new beginnings, transformation is happening, And it feels like transformation of, you know, like Naldez talks about moderation. So maybe one of the things you're being called to, maybe you need to check in on your spending. You know, I know I do. And they're kind of telling you that that's going to help. Even though you have luck coming in, you know, and you're being called to exercise moderation. I don't know. I heard a noise. I couldn't. Sorry. And so it may be that. It may be in terms of thinking about like what you need more than what you want. You know? Yeah. So interestingly enough, the energy of what was under the deck was the Two of Cups in the world. I mean, I feel like you may be making new connections that aligned better with you, and it's the you that you are now, not a past you. You know, this is really about having learned all the lessons, and I kind of feel too like this could also be you just aligning with, you know, everything that's happened and where you're going. You know, and really being open to new things. I appreciate everyone, you know, saying that in the comments. It really does help. I mean, I know, like, you might not think so, but it really does. It really does, Sagittarius. So, I feel like the Leo New Moon is going to be very freeing for you, Sag. Because, with the Knight of Swords and the Devil, I mean, there could be some difficult conversations, right? It could be some conversations where you're letting go of, you know, like we saw in earlier readings, saying what you've always wanted to say, but, you know, the Devil deals with things that tie us down, hold us back. And so, you know, maybe that's coming through communication for you. Maybe you're setting yourself free from people who are holding you back. Maybe you're setting yourself free from things that are holding you back. You know, whatever it is, you are breaking free. And, you know, it could be that you're even breaking free from the grind in some way. You know, because I always think that when I see the Devil. It's those things we have to do, we don't really want to do, but we feel like we have no choice. I really do, Sag. I really do, because what keeps you like in a small place or thinking small is the Queen of Cups and the King of Swords is not listening to your intuition enough. And here's something very interesting. I saw another reader, Sal Biadora, whom I really like him. I believe he's a Sagittarius also, but what he says is he doesn't listen to he doesn't exercise free will. He listens to and acts on his intuition and the flow of the energy. You know, what's going on in the energy and what he's manifesting. He really works with the energy. So, I mean, that's what you need to do, Sag. You know, what might happen is that, you know, you might think that you're like being too dreamy, right? Instead of following your heart, then you start to get in your head and say things to yourself like, is this realistic? I don't know. I can't do this, right? This doesn't make sense. And so you may actually talk yourself out of it in a mental way. Talk yourself out of dreams. Say, you know, things to yourself like it's not real. This couldn't really work. And that's the whole problem with not living. Like, we can all say that we're intuitive beings. But until you start living according to your intuition, it will completely change your life. You know, it will. And you know, how you can break free of this is you need to start listening to your guides, Sag, because they keep trying to tell you, right? Maybe it is that they keep sending you signs. You know, it's with the Knight of Wands. I keep hearing that noise. It's with the Knight of Wands and the Magician. Like, they're really telling you, yes, you've been patient. Yes, you've been doing the work, Sag. And it may be time for action. It's time for you to bring forth the Knight of Wands. You know, the Knight of Wands doesn't sit and worry about how things are going to turn out. He knows, like, along with the Magician, that we got to try different things. We have to just do something, right? That's the Knight of Wands, and do something in terms of passion. We have to follow our passions, or we die. You know, it kills us. It really does. So that's the way. I mean, you think, like, maybe you think it's going to take something big. It's not. It's not. Just do something. Make a passionate, bold move. Just one. Just one, Sag. And with the Magician, like, it's like the Magician is determined to win, right? And they learn how to make everything work. And that happens through trial and error. That happens even when things don't work out. And the point isn't to just wait. The point isn't just to pray. Like, you prayed and they're giving you something, and they're telling you to run with something. It's okay to be the Knight of Wands currently. You got to make some sort of move, right? Right, okay. So, yeah. Four of Swords, Judgment, the High Priestess, the King of Cups, the Four of Wands. Like, there's a new cycle that wants to come in, but you have to be willing to listen to your intuition, to follow your heart. Even sometimes if that feels like blindly, you know, you've got to make the decision to do it. To do what your intuition is telling you to do. You know, and it's really magical with the High Priestess. Because once you're open, the information will come. The information will come, you know. For some, this may be, you know, there may be someone in terms of a relationship. And it's just a matter of letting them in. You know, for others, this is just following your dreams and following your heart and knowing that there's not a wrong decision. Like, with the Four of Swords and Judgment, maybe you hold off on making a decision, right? Because, you know, maybe you feel like, I don't have enough information, or I don't know how it will turn out. You know, I have to do what I have to do. But you know, we manifest the most when we're doing things that we love, Sag. We actually do. And, you know, this is like your advice. The Five of Swords, the Six of Wands, the Eight of Swords. And I feel, you know, I feel like maybe this comes from a place, too, of not wanting to make a misstep. You know, we always kind of go through that energy where we know we have an impulsive nature. So, you know, we don't want to do that. We want to do the best thing. But, you know, it can also be with the Five of Swords. It's like what other people, maybe what other people think matters too much. Or maybe you think that you have to do this yourself and it's just too hard. How can I do this myself? You know, because you can. Because if people don't, like, and people may tell you stuff like, you know, you're making a big mistake, right? Well, you know, I do see that even though, you know, we all say we don't care what people think, I think it does kind of bother you a little bit. And does make you question things. You know, Two of Swords with the Seven of Swords. Page of Wands. It's almost like, you know, Stop talking yourself out of things, from a place of comfort. You know, stability is a great thing, Sag, but not if it keeps you from trying new things, right? Be daring, be bold, Sagittarius. You know, no more playing it safe, because it does feel like that too with the Four of Swords. A little bit of playing it safe. And afraid, maybe even afraid that, you know, on some level you may be afraid to trust your intuition. Your intuition never lies to you. Your mind does. Just saying. Just saying, Sagittarius. So, let's get some final words from the Akashic Records. Why the heck not? What are the final words here for Sagittarius and the Leo New Moon? And you know, it's a big thing too when it's like, even when you're thinking like there are no limits, that can kind of be big too. Like, then what do I do? What do I do, right? Well, you got this, Sag. You know, it's time for you. We've been seeing that for like ever, right? Okay, what are the final words? Okay. Release attachment. There may be a limiting belief that you may be holding on to. See it through. That you don't always finish what you start and then talk badly to yourself because of it. Break the karmic pattern by seeing a project through to the end, and then be proud of what you've accomplished. You know, and don't beat up on yourself if you can't see something through. You know, if you can't see something through, and maybe this is like that sense of responsibility, you know, that says, I can't do this or that because I have to finish this or I have to do this, you know, because it's what's expected of me and I want to be a responsible person. You know, well, you know, you can be a responsible person. You know, and it does feel like you may be struggling a little bit with obligations and just feeling like you can't. You know, there may be like this belief that you tell yourself that you've just got too much to do. You can't do this. You can't go after this thing that you love because I have too much to do. And people are counting on me. Well, you can too, Sag. You can, because you deserve to. And that's what Virgo wants you to know, is that, you know, nothing you do has to be perfected right now. It's just about starting something. Just about starting something, Sagittarius, and I love this for you. Toodles.